and welcome back to another Two Chicks, One Screen. I am one of your lovely hosts, Crystal, the naughtyologist, with.
And I'm your girl, Lulu, expert. And today's movie is How to Be a Player, starring Bill Bellamy.
This was on during, Bill Bellamy's run with Def Jam and comedy shows. Like, he was the nigga, right?
He
Could
was the
not go
go-to
wrong.
at that time. Yeah.
Right, right. Oh, I have mentioned this before. Am not a big Bill Bellamy fan. You can go back to episode 1, 2, or 3, 4 with the brothers where we dissected. But yes, I'm not. I mean, he's funny, but he not funny.
I mean, he has
That's
his
just
points. For me, this was one of my favorite movies. I don't know
Mhm.
because in that, yeah, I really like this movie. I think because well, uh, way back when I was unwed, I used
So
to
what?
actually be in a group called IHOP, International House of Players and Pimps. So How to Be a Player was very fun for me to watch.
Was playing Franco y'all anthem? um. Okay. I was way too young to do.
Yeah, this
However,
was like
in high school,
in the middle school, early high school that we was doing this. So
in
yeah.
12th grade, I was in a circle group and we called ourselves Tribe Ho. And my name was Cherry Ho because I was always the happy ho and I was always
Okay.
yeah. Now, How to Be a Player 97 does stick with the genre of all of our other movies of Sprung and
Booty call
Booty
and
Call and all that.
brothers to that point, to a
Yeah,
point.
it sticks with that whole, this is how we were making movies. These were the things that were going on in that time. If that movie was made now, it would be How to Be a Fuck Boy.
This is true.
you know, um, titles change, niggas don't.
Well, I don't know. I think now, really, honestly, if they did it now, the woman would be Bill Bellamy's
It
character.
would be a role reversal. I get that. I
Yeah,
feel it.
yeah,
I feel
yeah.
it. Maybe we should do that. Maybe
She
we
would
should
have her
change it
top
up
five because he had what? He had five people in rotation.
about
Yeah. He had one that he felt was his main, and he had
right.
about four in rotation.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, what got me was, and again, I watched this movie when I was younger, so I didn't really grasp the concept of it. But his sister and her friend pretty much took him down, right?
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
for a class and assignment.
Listen,
A
she better
class,
have got an A on that. She better have got an A on that.
especially since the friend had to do all that.
Yeah. Well, listen, at the end of the day, I feel like Katrina still wanted the D. Okay. She was
Now,
investigating, but
so when she said her name, I'm like, damn, Katrina, they named that whole hurricane after Katrina, and that bitch just went through. This same bitch just went through him. All right. Katrina's a bad bitch. But the premise of the movie is Bill Bellamy is pretty much playing like his rotation.
Mhm.
The movie sets out where he leaves his sister and her friend at his house, and he and his homeboys pretty much travel the day while he gets some pussy.
Basically, procuring his ass for the day, and him already kind of knowing from the start what she was doing, kind of what she was up to.
Hmm.
He played a couple of games with her. You know, he embarrassed her a little bit.
Most definitely.
Calling her on the car phone on speaker with the friends, talking about an old high school boyfriend that kind of played her.
Right.
Um,
Which is where her trauma came from.
yeah, which was very not nice. Sibling rivalry. We know how that went, but you
Mhm.
kind of went a little bit deep there with that. Um, he knew why he was in his house. He knew what it
Right.
was. He's like, all right, you can go ahead and try, but all right, whatever. And she did, and she very much succeeded And that she got Dray got hung to dry at the end of that.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But they created a scenario where he would have to fight for his life. At Maxwell's party in Malibu, his
Yes.
sister and friend invited all of his girls except the main. So the main
Yes,
one was not there
which was interesting.
because she was at work.
But still, nonetheless, she never talked to her because she did. You know what I think, honestly, because she did know the main one. She did know her. She did know
Hmm.
Lisa.
Hmm.
So I think to have invited her there, she would have felt a sense of guilt
Right.
because she'd been like, "What's wrong with your brother?" All the other girls didn't know her, so
Right.
she was
Right.
trying to figure out who they were, regardless. But she knew who Lisa was. She
Hmm.
done been to the cookout. She done been around the family,
Met
the
the
mother. She
mama.
knew
Right.
who that was.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
that would have caused.
Again,
That would have just blew her
you
whole
know,
thing up.
she was the main. You know that is initially what you do. Well, most men do is you have that one that gets to go shown around. However, I'm gonna still stick my toe in this one, that one, that one, and that one because I get pleasure. Because then you have a married woman, you have a white woman. Like he had a whole fucking rainbow of women
He
that he
did.
could just
He did. And so that speaks to the point where at least he wasn't biased. Everybody was welcome to have a good
and
time.
as a sex educator, I appreciate that he was well prepared and always kept a condom on him. Right.
Yes, he did. And he had he had quite a few at the married woman's house where Buster, played by Bernie Mac,
Right.
came in and he was like, the puns is what was getting me. Because
Right.
he was acting like he was a plumber, and he was like, "Wait, what you doing here? No, your plumbing
Right.
is good. No, it got a lot of rust, rust, rust." And he was like, "Wait a minute, what?
Ain't
What
nothing
are you
wrong with my
talking
plumbing.
about? Your wife told me I had to bang, bang, bang it out." And he was like, "Wait, what? Wait, hold on, wait a minute. No, something's wrong here." He's like, "Can I let me help you? Because it sounds like you really did a good job." And he pulled out that thing of condoms. That man went from 0 to 100, and on top of that, he was asthmatic. Poor thing. And she was like, "No, it's not really happening, girl. You gonna get this man killed? He gonna die because he gonna have this asthma attack. What is we doing?" And you still went to the party.
Right. But then I was trying to figure out how he figured she was at the party.
Listen, he went to follow that ass because he knew something was up. After he was like, "Wait a minute. First of all, why these thugs outside my house?" As he put it, "What y'all doing out right here? What y'all doing right here in front of my house?"
Now, the part of the movie that I didn't understand, but I mean, was the beginning part of them at the barbecue with the mom at the mom's house, right?
Right.
But I get that the reason for them going was to meet the OG Fred, Uncle Fred,
Yes.
right? Who was an
The player
OG
from the
gangster,
Himalayas.
right?
Mhm. And
He
get
was
that
giving me Cat
knowledge.
William vibe, and I think that was the original guy that played the Mac.
Yes.
Because he
Yes.
did have a picture of the Mac in the back of one of the scenes.
Yes, with his S curl. Go ahead with that Jerry curl dripping. And he had all the honeys with him. He had his little thing, his little French girl there, and he was like, mm. So he
Mhm.
wanted that knowledge. That's who Dre looked up to, because I don't think there
Right.
was no dad there in the picture. Dre looked up to Uncle Fred, and that was
Now,
what it was.
now, if we align this with most men do learn their sexual techniques and how to be a player from their OGs, and really in realistic, it don't work, right?
Right.
Because then,
Because everybody don't have that thing. Number
right,
one, that je ne sais quoi. And you might be picking the wrong people, because as we saw with his friend David,
right,
David had a good woman, okay? And David tried to be like his friend Dre and said, "Oh yeah, I can have a bag of bitches too." And no, you
hmm,
could not have a
right.
bag of bitches too.
Now, when she broke that door, I was like, yes, that's drive good.
She's like, "Is that the shirt I bought you when she was
That I
mad?"
paid my hard earned, and I felt that because I've done some shit for a nigga and another bitch, and I was just like, "Yep, I can see it. I understood it." You be mad
She was like,
because
"You
you
ain't
could
here
be like,
playing cowboys." in
With
India.
you playing me in my face. Now, what pissed me off is she got back with him.
Yes, he
He
would have
wouldn't
had
have
to
had
been.
no
Yeah.
chance for me.
And then the other two friends, Spootie and Kilo, they was just little puppy dogs along for the ride,
Right.
getting their kick, being very voyagers at that time, especially at the white lady's house, because they on top of
Amber.
garbage cans. Yeah,
Amber.
Amber. A lot of cosplay going on here,
Right.
and
So, just side note, we got role play as a kink, and then the other lovely lady who I can't remember her name, who had a whole freaking bondage house. She
oh
had
yeah,
the
but
chair.
that was the one that she. So he was, so that one was also funny because he told David, listen, this one is almost like he was kind of saying she was like an info. And so
Right.
she never could get enough. So listen, I need
30
just
minutes.
give me 30 minutes and
30
then I need
minutes.
you to come in because she will not let me leave. I'll be in here fucking this girl or dead. And
Mm-hmm.
so when he went up in there, she had this all kinds of fixtures and kink products and BDSM and just the chair alone that can stretch her legs
Way out
360.
to
And then
never land.
he
I
was
was
like,
like,
well, what is
damn, who
all
legs
this?
going that far?
A lot of stretching got to go on before that. And, she was just very open to him even coming in. Oh, you want to see? Yes. So look at all this. And this is what's
Right.
happening. And sha la la, and very cavalier with it.
I don't think
And
I've opened the door, but I've never like opened the door and let my nigga homeboys just walk in and I'm sitting in lingerie.
right, right. Like, she's not even like, well, hold on. He's like, well, what happened? Oh, your uncle. Oh my God, your aunt. It was a whole thing. The speech was crazy. I was like, really? Is this what we're doing? But and then so he had more than because we only saw him go to three ladies' house,
That day.
but four ladies came to the party because it was the one that smoked. We never seen him go to
Right.
her house. The one
Mhm.
who smoked the weed all the time. He went to the kinky's house, and she looked like she wasn't even supposed to come to the party, really, in a
Mhm.
way. But she snuck in through the back door with all her
It
black
was
on.
more. It was five.
The wife, Amber.
And then the girl who knocked Bernie Mac out.
Oh, but no, but she really didn't have nothing. She wasn't invited because she an ex that was in his building,
Oh, okay.
and that she still
But
was
then how did
holding
she get in
feelings.
there?
I think she was one that was like stalking him too, because then she
Mm,
had banged his car or something in like somewhere midway of the
mhm,
movie.
mhm,
Um,
mhm.
he was just leaving a lot of heartbreak.
Right.
He was fucking and dumping, and that comes back on you kind of
It
tough
does.
there.
And it came back
He
on the end of
says
the
to
movie.
his friend, "You can't fuck people in your building." Yeah, because you're doing nonsense.
Mhm. Like you can't shit where you lay your head.
That's
So,
it. The girl was throwing eggs all at the man car. She's a jujitsu thing. He every movie he got somebody ready to rip his ass.
crazy, right? Is that he want people to write that in? He like crazy bitches in real life.
Mhm. Mhm. I think so. And and then he had Lisa, who was very calm, who was very thin. That was
Came
his.
over, started cleaning, started cooking before she went
Ex-
to work. I was
right
like, what's
doing
wrong?
laundry. I was like, well, what's going on here?
Nigga had a cute little basket to take the laundry. And I was like, so she taking two shirts? She took two shirts. Okay.
Mhm. Never got dirty clothes. That's part.
Right.
And then he had what I think about also is he had the picture frame with each one of their pictures, but at some point did each one of them ever come to his house? Because if he had this thing where he didn't really want them to get that close because they can come there and stalk him, why would they ever be at his
His
house?
house,
But
right.
she had a key.
Because no, she took the
Or
key
she
from
or the
downstairs.
doorman really
Yeah.
knew her.
Um, that's funny. I have a homeboy that purposely lives in an apartment with a doorman just so crazy bitches can't come in. But he was that it kind of is contradicts because he was telling the David dude like, oh, you shouldn't have took old girl back to your
Mhm.
house if you knew she
Mhm.
was. I'm like, but you have bitches at your house.
Right. Right. And he definitely gave in to Katrina.
Mhm, mhm,
He was
mhm.
like, "Oh shit, you can't. Oh, you
Oh,
want to
you
see
pay
if this
that.
Oh, you want to see if the rumors is true?
Yeah.
Well, let me lay this pipe down for you. Oh, you
But
didn't
then
think they were finished.
he didn't see that that was part of her plan, you know?
Is that he thought that once, um, in his mind, he adapted and thought that,
Right.
it was done.
Survival of the fittest.
You ain't survived all the way.
It's chess, not checkers.
Okay, because Lisa was ready to get at that. She
Mm.
was like, "What?" He was like, "What happened? I don't know who did that." I would have liked to have heard what that conversation
That
was.
end.
I would have like 5 more minutes of the movie
Hmm.
to
Hmm.
kind of see how that wrapped and what she would have done in that
Right.
space if she was gonna stay or go. And did he lose all his bitches at the end? Like now was he alone? He did a lot of
Right.
fuck shit.
Yeah, definitely. But see, I've always try to tell men like, if you give a woman the opportunity to understand what you want or what you hope to do, you would be surprised at what the answer would be, right? If you just came to me and told me like, "Hey, I think I might want to do woo woo woo," and be like, "Oh shit, well, all right," Like I always tell men, like, don't ever take my option away because you don't know because you assuming what the answer is going to be might not be the answer, right?
Right. Well,
Y'all put yourself
sometimes
in
you
my
gotta
place,
learn the hard way, right?
right? Right.
But like I said, I've always enjoyed the movie. I can watch it over and over for some reason.
I'm
If
not
you've never
saying.
seen it, I think I've seen that movie about 15 times actually.
Well,
If
I
you've
had to
never
wait.
seen it, yeah, dabble. It's on Tubi right now for free. Give it a watch if you've never seen it, so you can understand the premise, and maybe you'll find something interesting. If you have watched it before back in the day, a new
Go back
lens,
and watch
because
it again.
especially if you watched it back in the day when you yourself felt like you could have been a player, and now maybe you're married or settled down, you're like, oh,
Right. I would never do this shit now. Yeah.
like what the fuck?
That's
You
like
start looking at
looking.
your spouse. What plumber's coming over here?
That's like watching Living Single as a child, and then like watching Living
Mm,
Single now as an adult, and you're like, oh, I understand that situation a lot better now.
mhm, mhm, mhm. Yeah, other lenses. And when you get to a different space in life and you look at those things, you're like, oh,
I was
mm,
not doing this
okay,
shit.
right.
I, I, I mean, I probably do have the energy to cheat, but I don't. I really don't anymore. Because just the fact of trying to keep up with who doing what, who I told what to, like
Listen, I don't
a
know how
real
people
young
have
girl
the
game.
energy. Half of us can't remember our passwords for several things.
I tell you, that's a young girl game now. Because I'd be like, I'll start a conversation, put the phone down, go do something else, and come back and be like, oh shit, we was talking. Oh shit, all right. That's why I think for me, I'm just like, if I'm a cheat, I'm gonna tell you, look, we gonna turn this into an open relationship. If you down with that, and that's what we gonna do. Otherwise, I'm gonna go fuck him this one time, and we just be okay with it. If not, whatever.
That's it. What can you do? Well, everyone, that is the conclusion of How to Be a Player with your girls. And we hope you enjoyed this episode. We had a great time, as always. And look forward to what we're coming up with next. We have a list of
Right.
amazing movies that we're going to be diving into. So definitely stay tuned. Y'all know where to find us. Same place, same amazing content. And share with all your friends, people who may think is your friend and not your friend. Fuck it, share with them anyway. Um,
Fuck it. Here, you might like this shit.
exactly. And yeah, so we'll see everyone on the next one.